Hello, everybody, and welcome to Create Chronicles Endventure. Hi. Yeah, we're back. It's turning nighttime. Hold on. Let's go to sleep. Let's go take a little snooze. You might notice the house looks a little bit different. I've done some work on the place, as you can see. Bedroom is now here. Got a little enchanting room over here. Nothing really fancy, just a chest full of some stuff. This area is kind of empty now. It feels really empty and there's not much really happening in here. So, yeah, anyways, so today we are looking into storage. I don't know why I went outside, because our storage is over here. Well, I mean, our example storage. I have storage over there, but you don't get to know about the door yet, okay? I mean, you could probably guess where it goes, but like, just pretend I never opened. What door, right? What door? What door? All right, let me put that back. All right, so we're going to be looking into sophisticated storage. And this isn't just going to be like a quick review of sophisticated storage. We are going to actually be using it in some practical manners. But first, we got to understand what is this? I always thought sophisticated storage just gives you bigger chests. I was wrong. I'm a silly Billy, and I was wrong. Okay, so don't be like me. Don't be dumb. Don't be a little dumb like I was. And don't think sophisticated storage is only just these chests, because there is so much more to sophisticated storage. Words. Okay. So, sophisticated storage. Obviously, you know, you can make these chests very simply just by, well, making a chest. So, obviously, first things you need, crafting table, because I've got the one in here. And then all you have to do is make a chest. Right? Boom, look at that. Sophisticated chest. Wrong. Totally didn't edit there to grab redstone. No, I didn't. I'm fully prepared. What do you mean? I'm a prepared person for all things. Anyways, so yeah, you make a chest. This is just a regular chest. It doesn't look like that chest. It looks like this chest. Why is this? Why is that? What? Well, obviously, what you have to do is you have to take your chest, and you have to combine it with a little thing called a redstone torch. Boom. Oak chest. And now this is what we want. There is other ways of making an oak chest, and you can actually add sophisticated storage. You can make a thing called a basic tier upgrade, which is literally just sticks. Whoops, I forgot. Hold on. Which is just sticks around. And then you can use this upgrade on either a chest, or you can use it on a barrel or something like that. So if I put it on the chest, boop, you'll notice it actually changes into an oak chest. And now it's sophisticated storage and not actually just a regular one. You can also make the chest like this. You can also make the chest via this way in case you want to have it be a certain type of material. So in case you want an oak chest, you can make it like this. But if you want an acacia chest, it'd be the same situation, except you would actually just put acacia wood. So now that we've built our little chest, let's stick it over here in this corner here. And so see, you'll notice it's just a regular chest. But there's this little square here. What's that little square there? Well, we'll get into that soon. First, I want to look at upgrading your chest. See? So you have your base tier of chest, obviously, which is just the regular oak chest, or it could be spruce, it could be acacia, whatever type of wood chest that you have. So these upgrades here. Now, obviously, you know, I can't just have a chest and it not be upgraded. Get out of here with that. Not upgrading my chest. So I'm going to quickly make another chest using this method. And so now I have two chests. I have one chest that is physically on the ground and one chest in my inventory. And you could upgrade them in two different ways. So say I have materials in this chest and I don't want to take all that wood out. I don't have inventory space for the wood, man. There's not a single slot open, right? I don't want to pick it up. Right? That's a lot. Or, you know, say I just want to upgrade a chest. There's two ways of upgrading. So the first way that you can upgrade is by making an upgrade. So there's options that you can make. The first one's called a basic to copper, and then that will take your basic chest, such as this chest, and it will turn it into copper. So the way that you can do it in the inventory is by just circling it with copper. Ta-da! And that's how you'll actually turn your regular chest into your next tier. And then same thing, cover it in iron. But since it's copper, I only require 4. If this was actually just a regular oak, it will require the 8. But since this is already copper, we can skip and save ourselves pretty much just 4 pieces of iron. And then the same thing for gold. You just circle it around, and bada bing, bada boom, gold chest. Now, obviously, say it's full of stuff, and you're like, hey, I want to keep this stuff. Well, what you can make is a basic to item type upgrade. So I can either make a basic to copper upgrade by putting a redstone torch, surround it with copper, and that will turn it into a basic to copper tier upgrade. And then same situation, I can then put iron around it, and then I can take it to iron tier, and then I can surround it with gold, and it'll take it to gold tier. But say I have a chest, for example, say I have a chest that is that I don't know, I just made 2 chests. Say I have a chest that's already copper, right? I have a copper chest. And I have this basic to gold. I can put the basic to gold on this basic chest, but I can't put it on this one because this is copper. So I can't go copper basic to gold on copper. I can put it onto this one, and it will turn it into a wooden one for me. A wooden one. Into a gold one for me. But this one here, this is already copper. And say I have a copper one that I want to upgrade. Well, you can actually do multiple tiers. So you can go basic to copper, basic to iron, basic to gold, basic to diamond, basic to netherite, but you can also go copper to iron, copper to gold, etc., etc. Iron to next tier, gold to next tier, diamond to next tier, and then netherite is the top tier. You can actually upgrade these if you want to, even though it's not a base tier, you can still make an upgrade. So if I have copper to iron, I'll just have to put redstone torch for iron, and that will take copper to iron. And so I will be able to take this little copper one here, and then boop, now it is iron. And then I could do the same thing. I could put redstone torch into here, and then I could surround it with gold, and it will take iron, gold, boop, and now I have a gold chest. One thing that's great about this is, boop, they combined and make mega chests. So you don't actually have to have them as a single chest. You can combine them and make big chests. So if you wanted, you can get a netherite chest and combine it with another netherite chest, and you'll have a huge chest. Also, thing that's great, little search bar up here. So say if I put oak all the way down here, and there's a little piece of oak down there, but I don't see it. When I open the chest, I don't see it. But uh-oh, let me just search oak. Boom, there's my oak. So you can actually search your chests as well, which is really, really nice. So the next thing that we're going to do is this little thing that I mentioned before, this little square here. What's with the square, man? Obviously, everyone's been asking that this whole time. Everyone's like, what's with the square? Well, you can add super cool upgrades to your chests. I'm just going to be looking at the stack upgrade, but there's some really awesome stuff. So there's this one here, which it was just called a pickup upgrade, which will actually make the storage pick up items. It'll kind of work like a hopper, but it will work around like in an area. So if I throw wood at it, what it would do is it would actually just insert the wood into it. And then, you have the same kind of situation with a filter. So it'll actually decide what can be filtered, put in and out. One that adds a feeding one. So your chest will feed you. Compacting, which will turn items into 2x2, or the upgraded version, which would be 2x2 and 3x3. So if you had nuggets, for example, and you threw them into the chest will actually convert the nuggets into the ingot, and then those ingots into the block. There's some really other cool ones, like a stone cutter. It's literally just a stone cutter in a chest, or a furnace in a chest, or a smoker in a chest, or blasting furnace in a chest. Basically, your chest can do so much more for you than you ever thought before. So I could literally just have a chest here that has a bunch of nuggets in it. And I could just grab the nuggets, or not nuggets, ores. I could take the ores and blast them in my chest and then boom, right back into the chest without even having to leave the chest interface. It's super cool. But what is the stacking upgrade? This is the most important one because when you have 64 of an item, let me just grab some wood. It's not enough. When you have 64 of an item, that's the stack, right? That's as high as it will go. But there's a thing called a stacking upgrade. And the stack upgrade tier 1 is what we're going to look at. But first, we have to make a base upgrade, which is just 4 iron, 5 pieces of planks. Boom. We have a base upgrade. Now we can turn this base upgrade into a stack tier 1. And you can actually upgrade this into iron or copper, and then to gold, diamond, netherite. And then you can also put the omega tier, which is just 5 tiers, which is netherite. You get 9 of them, and it will allow you to have a stack size of 2 million, I think that is. I don't know exactly. I'm bad with numbers. But we have a tier 1. And what the tier 1 is going to do is, so if I open up this chest, I'll put 64 in here, and you'll see, right? 64. I can't put this extra log into it. But if I put this little stacking upgrade, what this will do is it will now allow me to put more oak planks into the stack. So if I'm almost there. There we go. So if I take this stack of oak planks, instead of putting it beside it, it will actually boop, put it into it. So you'll see I can actually now stack 2 stacks of oak planks into here. So rather than just having 1 set of oak planks, I can now stack both. But if I try to remove this, it won't let me because the multiplier is higher. So I will actually have to take that out, and now it won't work anymore. Put it back in. Boom. Look how great that is. So it's really great for big storage. If you want to, say, have a whole bunch of one type of item inside of a chest, you can just throw it all into there, and it will all stack up, and it's really great. So that's the little stacking upgrade. That's my favorite one. As I said, there's some really other cool stuff that you should definitely check out in this mod pack or just playing the mod itself. But we're going to continue on with some other things. So there are barrels, and there is a barrel. This barrel here is a limited barrel. Limited barrels work like the drawers mod. If you've used the drawers mod, it works similar to that, where you can put one type of an item into a barrel. So you'll see here that this will hold 2,048 of one item. So if I say put in 2 stacks, you'll notice that's holding 128, and there's the percentage of 6% out of 2,048. So this is really great for kind of wall storage, rather than having chests and having to put a whole bunch of wood into it and a stacking upgrade and then having it all stacked together. If you say you have a whole bunch of one item, say a whole bunch of copper, you can have all your copper in one single barrel, and then this will hold up to 2,000 of it. There's also other versions of the stacking of the limiting one. So you can actually have it split up. So you can have a half one, which is 2 slots, for example. You can have a 3 one, which will have 3 different slots, as well as a 4 one, which will have 4 slots. These are also upgradable, so you can see you can actually get the diamond tier, the netherite tier as well, which will increase the amount that they can store inside of here without having to put the stacking upgrade. But the stacking upgrade does work with this as well. So you'll notice right now, 2,000, stacking upgrade 1, 4,000. So not only can you upgrade these to a higher tier, such as gold or diamond, but you can also put a stacking upgrade and you can store pretty much all of what you'll ever have to store ever. So it's basically the drawers mod, and this will add a little bit of your drawers upgrader, and then you can also physically upgrade the storage block itself. So it's really great because you can turn this to netherite, then you can put a netherite stacker in there, and you'll probably have more storage than you'll ever need ever in your entire life of ever needing storage. Ever. All right. So I also have this chest. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this stuff here? Why do I have a wrench? Why do I have a controller, an output, and input? Well, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. You see, these items here, this is a controller, input, output, and in-output. And basically, what does this stuff do? Why do I have it? What does it mean? What am I going to use it for? Well, one thing that's really awesome about sophisticated storage is see these chests right here, all these chests beside it, with this storage controller, these are all a multi-block now. These are all a multi-block. So if I put a chest into here, for example, and I look at this controller, you'll see that one chest is all the way in this here, but I can look at it in the controller. Basically, all your storage becomes a multi-block, which is really, really cool and something I didn't actually know, but it's so freaking awesome. So if I put anything in here, and then I say put something in here, for example, I'll see it on my controller. This will actually tell me all my items, because these items are all a part of the multi-block. Though you can also connect them. Say I have a chest here, right? You know, that's not connected to it by physically touching it. But I can put redstone into here. You'll see no redstone. I can use this. I can cycle through to linking, and now that I'm linking this, you'll see it's highlighted. I can link it to this up to 15 blocks. So now if I have redstone in there, you'll notice the controller also has redstone. So the controller will know that this chest is connected to it via this invisible kind of wire. And this goes up to 15 blocks as well. Right, so if I had, say, a chest like 15 blocks outside or something, as long as it's within that range, it will actually connect to this controller, allowing me to know what's inside. What's great about that, though, is unlink that. What's great about this is there's other things. So let me set up the controller right here. We will have a chest over here, and we will have a chest over here. You know what? Well, we're going to use this chest right here. Well, right? So we will have a storage input. So I will put a storage input right here. I will then link this storage input to this controller, for example, here. And so now that this is linked, you'll see with the little wire, I will put this chest onto it. I will then link that to the controller as well. Actually, sorry. No. Let's unlink that. Like that. So this chest will not be connected to it. Right? So this is an input. This is the controller. This is not connected. Don't connect this. Well, I mean, you could if you want, but it doesn't make sense for what we're doing. And so now I will take redstone. I will put the redstone into here. I have fixed myself. All right. My bad. I was thinking that this would auto take from the chest. That is my bad. I don't know why I did. I had to put a hopper. So now that I have a hopper connected to this chest, once I put redstone into it, you'll notice that this is connected to this because it's physically touching the controller. And this is now connected to this input. Since I have a hopper here, if I put the redstone into here, you'll notice the redstone's disappearing. Where's the redstone going? Well, it's going over here. Since this is an input, this will take anything input into it and put it into the connected storage to the storage controller. So since this input is taken from this chest here with the hopper connected, it will then input itself into any connected storage. So you can basically have an auto storage system where you just have a dump chest, dump all your stuff in this thing here, and it would auto put it into any chest that has anything inside of it. And so just so you know, since if I connect that and I put redstone in here, even though that's touching, once I put the redstone in here, it will autofill to the nearest point that has the item. So it won't jump to this chest because, why would it jump to this chest? But this already has redstone in it. So it will autofill a stack first before it will just start randomly throwing stuff. So it won't just throw wood here and throw wood there and throw wood here and throw wood there. It's actually going to go to where a stack already pre-exists. Since I put redstone in here, it auto went to here. But if I do that again, you'll notice it's going to this one rather than this one. That is one thing to note, that it will actually go to an existing stack. So say you put a whole bunch of wood in here, it will go to this chest rather than going to that chest because there's already wood inside of here. So it's really good. So you could just have a little chest wall, connect this thing to it, dump all the stuff you don't care about, and then you'll just go right into your little wood storage area, and it will be super, super awesome. And so now that we have looked at this beautiful existence right here, this awesome thing, of storage movement, let's look into something that's actually useful for create, and what I am calling a auto smelter. And now you get to come and you get to see what's behind the door. I'm gonna set up an auto smelter of my own design that I set up. Also, first off, you might notice this place looks a lot different. I moved a lot of stuff over here. I also have some chests over here, and there's something with chests I'm gonna mention a little bit later, but right now I'm not gonna mention it just yet. I also have some sophisticated storage stuff in here because I made a video and it sucked, so I restarted, and so we're gonna actually you're gonna see this video instead. But this is my crusher here. I'll put stuff into here, it'll crush, and then it will drop down into this chest. Let's say I don't want that. Say I put a input instead. So now any crushed materials, I don't think I should have some crushed material. Raw or somewhere, I hope. Hope I didn't smelt it all up. I mean, we can just use cobblestone. Cobblestone probably work. I mean, no, cook it into... Hold on, I'm thinking. I know. Okay, I got copper. I needed copper. I had no copper, so now I have copper. I also set up a system. This is a clutch, so I can turn it on and off when I want. So that's pretty handy. So what we have here is now we have our input. So obviously we're gonna have to have somewhere that we're going to input to. So first things first, we're gonna have to set up a little water wheel. My gosh, I already have this little area set up. Somehow I just totally didn't have it already created and then destroyed it just to recreate it for this video. Never. All right, sweet. So we're gonna set up our water wheel. This is the chest. Water wheel. We're gonna have to set up our depots. Depot. Whoop. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Didn't happen. Well, let's set up our lavas. Set up. Whoops. I think I'm gonna have to push this back by one as well. Yeah, let's push this back by one. Okay, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Break this little block here. We're gonna get some encased chains. There we go. Encased chain drives. Make a little hole for me to get out of. We are gonna need a single gearbox. So I don't actually have a gearbox. So let's quickly get ourselves a gearbox. That should be enough to make a shaft. Find the shaft with 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. We're gonna need an andesite little thingy. There we go. Andesite. I just had a crafting table. Don't know where I went. Yeah, there we go. And vertical gearbox. There we go. All right, sweet. So now that we have that set up, we put the vertical gearbox here. And then the 2 water wheels will go right. Cobblestone, block that up. We will put water. I don't have to do 2 water. I just like to do 2 water because it just feels more proper to me. There we go. And now that is hopefully pushing the right direction. Always good way to find out is to just do a little test. All right, that looks like it's cooking. And we'll know once it's actually cooked. Just to be 100% sure. Boom, perfect. Look at that. So now that we know our little thing is cooking, we can cover this all back up. Because we know it's cooking, it's cooking well. Well, it's cooking, yeah. Break this floor, because we're going to have to look at the floor. Next is we are going to need to have an output. So we're going to put a chest, and a chest here. Actually, what am I doing? I'm being so silly. Silly Billy. Don't mind me. I'm just a silly Billy. Controller here, chest here. And then we need 3 outputs right here. I don't know why I was being so silly Billy-like. And then we will just connect these like such. Basically, these will work as the outputs. So these once has an input. So if I say I had you, I throw these into there. Ah, yes, I forgot to link them. Hold on, let me link them really quickly. But you'll notice our little chest here oh, that's not linked either. Okay, so if I link this, I link that. Now the copper will be put into this chest. And if I link all these three, you'll notice the copper will then be thrown onto here. And then once the copper is thrown onto here, it will cook, and then we'll obviously need to drop it into somewhere else. Sweet, so now this is linked over to this chest. We have a buffer chest for when it gets full. These will then output onto here, onto the platforms here. The platforms will then output the item into its next stop. So I'm going to use 3 hoppers, because if I remember last time, for some reason, it didn't want to work for me. I am trying to remember. The chutes didn't seem to work well for me for some reason, so I'm going to use 3 hoppers. And then I'm going to have an input. The input will be down. Whoops. I forgot this is a hole. I forgot this is a hole full of water and other stuff. I'm a silly person. Don't mind me. Boom. So we'll do that. And then I will put you there, you there, you there. Or actually, I can just do that. I can just do that. All right. And then we'll do that like that. Okay. So now, if I've kind of shown it off well, I'll kind of explain it. What we have here is we have our crushing wheel, which will then crush copper. The copper will get sent to this hopper, which will be put into the storage input. The input will then send the items over to this chest here. This chest will be our buffer chest, which will hold the items until these depots are open. Once the depots are open, they will cook. Once the item is cooked, will be thrown into the hoppers. Hoppers will then put it into an input, which will then be connected to a controller that I will have over here. Boop. Which will then auto input it into this storage system that I have set over here. Awesome. Awesome, right? So basically the copper will be auto cooked and then it will be thrown right into this little section here. Obviously, if I just throw it in, this will, if I put an item into this chest, it will get thrown onto here, thrown down, and thrown right into my input system because I need a little thing called filters. Now, these things are really great. These things are the reason why I'm using brass instead of using andesite. Andesite does not allow you to have filters, but brass does. And so that's why brass is better at being funnels. If you just want something to go from point A to point B without any hold or something like that, andesite's fine. But if you want something to actually wait and it only to take the item once it's a set item, that's where brass comes in. I hope I explained that well. I feel like I didn't. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these really quickly. And I'm going to need to actually disconnect this system right here. And the reason why is because I need to crush the copper, but I don't want the copper to go through the system just yet. What I need is crushed copper. And the reason why I need crushed copper is because I need to set it in the filter. What I could do is say this was just for copper crushing. So say I just had this set to copper. So it will just crush the copper and that's it. I could actually put the filter right here. I could just put the crushed copper right to this little section here. And that's it. Wasn't finished. And then it would just say, okay, is this crushed copper? Yes, throw it down. But I want to use this for multiple ores. I want to use this for multiple things. So there we go. Turn this off. I say, hey, you know, if you have crushed copper, send it over to the output. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a filter. I'm going to put the item I want to filter inside of here. And it will give me attributes. So I want to say has the word crushed in it. And then I'll just click this little check mark here and you'll notice matches the attributes of the category item. So if I reopen this, nothing's set because I'm a dumb. What I meant to do is I need to put the word crushed, click check, You'll notice here it says has the word crushed in it as one of the filter items, allow list, any allow list, all or deny list. So you can also set this up to deny anything with the word crushed in it. I want to set it so it will only allow things with the word crushed in it. So I can put one in here, one in here, one in here. So once something is crushed, it will be allowed to drop down here. If it doesn't say crushed, it will not allow it to go through. So if I say throw iron in there, you'll notice iron is not coming through. If I throw, hold on. Let me just go ahead and disconnect that. Now if I throw the crushed copper into there, copper boop, disappears. Where'd it go? Oh, it's in here now. So basically this filter will stop anything such as iron from going through, which is really good. But now obviously I need to set it up so that this item will now take the copper once it's been processed. So basically I'll do the same thing as the word crush in it, deny. I want to deny it. So this way it will deny anything that has the word crushed in it from going through. So once again, if I come over here, I throw the copper into here, you'll notice the copper is now being thrown onto the depot. So if I say just have one piece of copper on there, once the copper is cooked, it will actually cook it up and it will send it through because it doesn't have the word crushed in it anymore. See, it's gone through, and it's gone all the way to here. So you'll notice 3834, 3834. Remember that number. 3834. We're going to actually, perfect angle right here. You can see it process and we can see the number go up at the same time. 3835. So that means it has sent it through our system all the way to our storage. Let's go. It now means that our system is working. So I'm going to quickly just reconnect our crusher here. Our little copper, put the floor back. And that means I guess I can put the floor back over here now, can't I, as well? So now our system here, this will only allow items to go through that have the word crushed. Problem is when you actually crush things, you're going to get nuggets of experience, which is great. But also not great because we're going to clog up this chest here. So what I do is I just link this to this item here. So what I do is I'm just going to set up a secondary item, which will be a... No, I guess I technically could just... This is an input, so if I connect the... I realized I'm even more dumb. I just had a part that I just cut out because it was so dumb. All I have to do is I have to link this to the actual network here, and then this should then just increase the number. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so basically I have this connected to this controller here, and since this already has a stack connected to it, rather than putting it into this chest, it's going to put it over there. So that now is our auto smelter. Whoops, I rolled. That is now our auto smelter. Am I missing bricks? I think I'm missing bricks. Yeah, I'm missing bricks. Oh, sweet. This is where all my ores are. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I didn't realize all my ores were in this chest right here. So now this system here is going to take anything inside of my raw pack. I don't know what else to call it. My raw backpack. My ore pack back. That makes so much more sense. Oh my gosh. Why did I call it a raw pack? It's going to take it in here, drop it down, crush it, then hopper it, send it into the input, which will then input the nuggets into here. We'll then take all of the crushed stuff and put it into this chest, which will then be dropped through here, smelted, dropped again, and then sent all the way into our wonderful storage system. Now I can throw away all of my storage items. There's also the storage link. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Basically what this does is it connects multi-blocks. So as I said, connected things work as multi-blocks. So you'll see this is a multi-block. So I can actually connect this entire multi-block and I'll have to just connect that. Now this is connected to the actual storage. So I actually should disconnect. I can connect that to this, and you'll notice now all those items would be on here. There we go. You'll see all those items are on here now because this is a multi-block. Actually, I don't think it's a multi-block per se. I think now it's a multi-block. Now it's a multi-block. Yeah. We appear to have a guest. That's a bit weird. Well, I mean, I guess, hold on. Do I have any bricks? I gotta fix this wall. It's bothering me so much. It's bothering me that this wall is not fixed. There we go. Let's go see who our guest is. We have a guest. It's a clay block who's moving, man. I swear. I swear that clay block is just moving around this place. It's weird. Anyway, so let's come out here and let's go see, like, who is that? Who is that? Huh. Huh. Seems like they set themselves up in a little house. Hello? Oh, it appears it's the mod pack creator. Hello. Oh, you sell stuff. Oh, that's so nice of you. Look at your beautiful shop with all your items. Like a nature's compass. I don't even know what I'd use that for. What, to find biomes? You set up a house, man. So, yeah. The mod pack creator has some pretty cool people's names. Is the market names, including somebody you might know. Wink, wink. It's me. My name's in there too. But I thought that might be a little bit weird if there was two Rays. So I put the other Ray. Instead of this Ray, you have that Ray. See, you can see the difference because that's his Ray. Alice, where mine you can't see, but it says Ray and then Vec. So yeah. The next episode, we are going to be going ahead and we are going to create a jetpack and then iron farm it up. Iron farm it up. Iron farm it up. Actually, shoot, that's a lot to do in one episode, and then I can't use the iron farm as the... Okay, I think we're going to do jetpacks next episode and then iron farm after that. Just because the algorithm commands. Alrighty, this is enough stalling and me talking about random stuff. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you did enjoy, but for now, bye-bye. Bye!